Alright, we are walking down the path to Himeji Castle. Himeji Castle has stood since the 1600s, has never been restored, never been destroyed by fire or lightning, and is in its original state. It's also known as the White Egret Castle, a hill-type castle. This is the moat along the castle wall. See the cherry trees in bloom. And then this is the castle gate. Again, there's the castle in the distance.
Still in the distance.
There's the outer walls. And here's the meandering path of the cherry blossoms going up to the castle. You can now see the inner gate of Himeji Castle. There's going to be several. There's the garden and the cherry blossoms. The castle close up. And then there's a second inner gate which we will enter through. You can see the height, the sheer height of the stone walls. We're probably looking at about 40 feet on that one, about 20 feet on this one. And if we come up closer, this is another one of the interior gates to the castle. You can see the guards' quarters, and then you can see these metal rivets. So this steel, this is about 400 years old. Just to give you an idea of perspective, there's a cherry tree that's about 15 feet tall, and then the castle sits further on top of that wall. As you get further into the castle again, you can see the walkways narrow, making you an easier target. You can see the holes in the wall in which they can fire out arrows, spears, projectiles, and then the camera. The castle is still. Having passed through the interior gate, you can see the more wall, and the castle still sits relatively well protected. We passed through another set of gates and are closer to the castle. Coming up the steps, you can see the beams of the castle roof and the way that it overhangs. Each one of those beams is probably about a foot thick, easily. This is the first floor entering the castle. As you can see, it's pretty dark. First floor is ground floor. This will be the quarters of lower level servants. Looking out from the first floor, and you can see we're up quite high. There's the roof lines. There's the moat of the castle down below. Here you can see the musket wraps and the spears along the outer wall. Again, musket racks, the gunpowder. There's some samurai armor. This is a saddle, so they're quite small. And then these are the Japanese style stirrups, and you can see how with the fronts on there it made it easier to stand and fire arrows than a regular Western stirrup would make it. You can see the steps leading up to each floor. That's probably a good 2 feet thick easily, that pillar. The third floor from the top. You can see things are getting a little bit lighter as more light gets into the castle. Less protection is needed. This is looking out from the second highest floor on the castle. You can see the buildings below. In the city. We're quite high up, given the height of the castle and the tree. Now we're at the top floor of the castle, and there's a small shrine, and you can see people worshiping, leaving offerings for the gods. And here we are at the top of the castle. You can see the moat down there. Here's another view from the top of the castle. Again, you can see the moat stretching out in the city down below. And this is what the castle town would have looked like 300 to 400 years ago when it was built. The castle being the center of the city. And we are now leaving the castle. And again, and that is it for Himeji. Absolutely beautiful.
It's up.